Dear students, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to deal with the lesson My Childhood. Okay, this is an extract from the autobiography of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. His autobiography's name is Wings of Fire. So here he talks about his childhood. Okay, who is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam? You may all familiar with Abdul Kalam, isn't it? No introduction is needed for him. He is a great scientist and he was the former president of India. So let's go to the chapter. Let's learn how his childhood was. Okay. I was born into a middle-class Tamil family in the island town of Rameshwaram in the erstwhile Madras state. So he says that he was born into a middle-class Tamil family in Rameshwaram in the former Madras state. Madras state was the old name for Tamil Nadu. So he was born in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. My father, Jainul Abdin, had neither much formal education nor much wealth. Despite these disadvantages, he possessed great innate wisdom and a true generosity of spirit. His father, Jainul Abdin, had neither formal education and he was not rich. Despite of these, even though he has these disadvantages, he possessed a great innate wisdom. Innate wisdom means inborn. He was a very intelligent person and he was a very kind person also. Okay, true generosity of spirit means he was very kind. He had an ideal helpmate in my mother, Ashiyamma. So, APJ Abdul Kalam's mother was Ashiyamma and he was a ideal partner for his father, Jainul Abdin. I do not recall the exact number of people she fed every day, but I am quite certain that far more outsiders ate with us than all the members of our own family put together. I do not recall the exact number of people she fed every day. So APJ Abdul Kalam says that he could not remember the number of people that his mother fed every day. That means his mother gave food to lot of people daily. So he cannot remember the number of those people. But he was quite sure that the number of outsiders ate food from their home is more than the number of the family members, all the family members put together. I was one of many children, a short boy with rather undistinguished looks, born to tall and handsome parents. So, APJ Abdul Kalam says that he was one of many children, because that means he has many brothers and sisters, and he was a short boy without any different looks, and he says that his parents were both handsome, okay, but he was not as handsome as his parents. We lived in our ancestral house, which was built in the middle of 19th century. So, they lived in their ancestral house, means forefathers' house, traditional house, and it was built in the 19th century. It was fairly large pakka house made of limestone and brick on the Mosque Street in Rameshwaram. So their house situated in the Mosque Street in Rameshwaram. My austere father used to avoid all inessential comforts and luxuries. So APJ says that his simple father used to avoid all kinds of comforts and luxuries, inessential, which is not important. However, all necessities were provided for in terms of food and medicine or clothes, but he provided all the necessary things, that is food, medicine and clothes, to his children and his family members. In fact, I would say mine was a very secure childhood, both materially and emotionally. So APJ Abdul Kalam says that he had a very safe childhood, both materially and emotionally, means he got all the necessary things he needed, and emotionally means in terms of love and affection. Okay, he got a lot of love and affection also from his parents. So he had a secure, very safe childhood. The Second World War broke out in 1939 when I was 8 years old. For reasons I have never been able to understand, a sudden demand for tamarind seeds erupted in the market. So when the Second World War broke out in 1939, there was a sudden demand for tamarind seeds. Okay, so what did he do? I used to collect the seeds and sell them to a provision shop on Mosque Street. So he used to collect the tamarind seeds, and he used to sell it in a shop on Mosque Street. A day's collection would fetch me a princely sum of 1 anna. When he gave the tamarind seeds to the shop, he would get the price for that, and it is 1 anna. It is a large amount in those days. 1 anna means, anna is the old coin prevailed in our country. Okay, it is an old Indian coin worth about 6 paise. My brother-in-law Jalaluddin would tell me stories about the war, which I would later attempt to trace in the headlines in Dinamani. So his brother-in-law Jalaluddin had told him stories about the war, and later he read that news from the headlines in Dinamani. Dinamani is the name of a newspaper. So he used to read news about World War in Dinamani. Our area, being isolated, was completely unaffected by the war. So there, Rameshwaram is an island town. So it is isolated, being separated from the mainland. So they were unaffected by the war. But soon India was forced to join the Allied forces, and something like a state of emergency was declared. But after a few time or days, India has to join in the war with the Allied forces, with the company of UK, USA and Russia. So a state of emergency was declared. The first casualty came in the form of the suspension of the train halt at Rameshwaram station. The first important thing happened is the stopping of train at Rameshwaram station was suspended. Okay, it was avoided. So there was no stop at the Rameshwaram station. The newspaper now had to be bundled and thrown out from the moving train on the Rameshwaram road between Rameshwaram and Dhanushkodi. So the newspapers were coming through trains, and when they stopped the train halt at Rameshwaram station, what happened? The newspapers bundle have to thrown out from the moving train. Okay, that forced my cousin Samsuddin, who distributed newspapers in Rameshwaram, to look for a helping hand to catch the bundles, and as if naturally I filled the slot. So his cousin Samsuddin was distributing newspapers in Rameshwaram. So when the newspaper bundles are throwing out of train, he needed a assistant to collect, or a helper to collect the bundles and sell in the street. So he chose Abdul Kalam as his helper. Samsudin helped me earn my first wages. So for that job he got salary also. So APJ Abdul Kalam says that his cousin helped him to earn his first wages. Half a century later, I can still feel the surge of pride in earning my own money for the first time. After this 50 years after that also, he can still feel the proud feeling of earning his own money for the first time. Every child is born with some inherited characteristics into a specific socio-economic and emotional environment and trained in certain ways by figures of authority. So he says that every child is born with some inherited character, with some inborn characters. Okay, and that characteristics trained in certain ways by figures of authority. Figures of authority means their inborn character may be trained by their parents or teachers. I inherited honesty and self-discipline from my father. So he got honesty and self-discipline from his father. From my mother, I inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness, and so did my 3 brothers and sister. So he inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness from his mother. Okay, and all these qualities were also his brothers and sisters also inherited these qualities from their parents. I had 3 close friends in my childhood: Ramanatha Shastri, Aravindan and Shivaprakasan. So these are the 3 close friends of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam: Ramanatha Shastri, Aravindan and Shivaprakasan. All these boys were from Orthodox Hindu Brahmin families. So all these children were from Hindu Brahmin families. So he is a Muslim, but his friends were Hindus. As children, none of us ever felt any difference amongst ourselves because of our religious differences and upbringing. So as children, they never felt any differences among themselves because of religious differences. I told you he was a Muslim, but his friends were Hindus, but they haven't felt any problem because of that. In fact, Ramanatha Shastri was the son of Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, the high priest of the Rameshwaram temple. So his friend Ramanatha Shastri was the son of Lakshmana Shastri, the high priest of the Rameshwaram. So he has a high social ranking in that town. Okay, he is a high priest son of Rameshwaram temple. But that doesn't bother. They doesn't bother about all those things. Later, he took over the priesthood of Rameshwaram temple from his father. So, when they become grown up, he became the priest of Rameshwaram temple, Ramanatha Shastri. And Aravindan went into the business of arranging transport for visiting pilgrims, and Shivaprakasan became a catering contractor for the Southern Railways. During the annual Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony, our family used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site situated in the middle of the pond called Ramatirtha, which was near our house. So it is the celebration or ceremony of Hindus. It is known as Sita Rama Kalyanam. And for this ceremony, all the helps were arranged by the family of Kalam. Okay. Events from Ramayana and from the life of the prophet were the bedtime stories my mother and grandmother would tell the children in our family. So he says that while they are sleeping, his mother and grandmother used to tell both the stories of Ramayana and the story of prophet Nabi. Okay, both stories related to Hindu and Muslim religion. So they haven't any religious barrier or difference in their family. Okay.